19 years of age, coming from the hinterland and the States here, knowing very little about the Navy, and finding myself off the coast of Japan. I wondered how I managed to get there. What did I do?
When you're young, you don't really think about getting killed. We knew there was danger, but you didn't dwell on it. Like I might, if I was right now, I would. I'd certainly feel differently about it.
Everybody was nervous, if you couldn't be. In fact, you might even say you were scared.
My biggest moment in my life as far as being scared was at Tarawa.
George Jones was aboard the S-38 when the torpedoes they fired at a Japanese tanker struck a reef, exposing their position.
Old Japanese Air Force, I think, was sitting up there waiting for us. So when we fired 3 torpedoes on those S-boats, you could fire 2 and hold your trim, but if you fired the 3rd one, you'd lose your ballast, and so half our periscope came out of the water. And when it did, they laid 22 aero bombs on us within 22 seconds. And they were counted by a couple of people that was very much calmer than I was. So the skipper says, take her down to 100, we could only go to 200 feet on those old S-boats. He said, take her down to 150 feet, and I was on one of the planes, the stern planes. Anyway, the bubble tube, it controlled the angle on the boat, which I was supposed to do. The bubble tube busted and hit me in the face. Water in the bubble tube hit me in the face. And at that time, being in a very bad state of shock, I'd have swore that pressure hull opened up and let a shot of water through and then closed. When that bubble tube busted, my stomach grew in a hard knot. At that time, I didn't think I was religious. But I said, God, let me live till I get back to the States and I'll go to church. For years, I get cramps in my stomach, you know. But I didn't stop doing my duty. Us sailors in those days was trained, no matter how scared you got, you carried out your duty. And that's all you had on your mind was your duty. Like
everybody, when I first experienced the depth charges and the bombs, it was very frightening, I have to admit that. But then, as time went on, I think I became a little bit hardened to these battle conditions. And finally, one day, I just sort of woke up and thought, well, I'm just being sort of foolish, because even though I've just now heard 25 or 30 depth charges explode, none of them killed me. I'm standing right here. I heard them all. So don't worry about them, they're gone. And then I always knew, though, that the one that I really had to worry about was those that are coming that had not been launched yet. And so that was really the principal worry. The ones that had not exploded, but the ones that were coming at us.